How's it going, everybody? Welcome back. Here is how you survive a breakup. So let me just tell you, sorry, just allergies are kicking in right now. Every year it never fails. Anyhow, the thing about breakups, especially, it's very hard to get through one, right? If you're going through this, and you surely can understand. But I've had several breakups, and each one seems to get a little bit easier because the processing has this sort of chain of events, right? In this case, it's like I've been through this before, I can survive. But if I've never been through this before and I want to figure out how to get past the breakup, this is what I would recommend to you, because it's not easy. It's not easy, but there are a few things that I think will make the process, the healing process, just a little bit easier. The first one is absolutely, without a doubt, unequivocally, you must discard any hope of ever returning back with this person. I cannot emphasize that point enough, because my last breakup, I was under the impression, under the false pretenses, false hopes that we would end up back together. How silly I was, really, though. And part of it was that I guess like it was like the movies. I just felt like there was going to be an opportunity to redeem myself, right? That I was going to be able to see her again, and then we were going to be able to get back together. And there was, believe it or not, after the breakup, several attempts to see each other. Thank God it didn't work out, because the reality was it was going to just be wasted energy that I could put into someone new. So that's the first thing, right? Is like, if you want to heal, you have to be able to put that in your head that there is no hope. This is never going to happen again. It's over. And that is the hardest thing about a breakup to swallow, right? Is understanding that there is no going back. Um, you can go and ruminate about all the things you could have done differently, and or what you could have said, and nothing's going to change the fact that the reality is it's over. All right. And that's going to take a while for your brain to assimilate, right? Because it's a bit of a shock. So it takes time to sort of get past it, right? The next thing is just understand that it's not easy, right? The other thing is you want to cut ties. You don't want to maintain any sort of contact. You don't want to have any photos. You don't want to have any contact via social media. You don't want to be looking, browsing through them. Block them if you need to, if it's going to prevent you from having any contact with them. That is, I know that's probably one of the hardest things to do, but it's very necessary. The other thing is, uh, you don't want to rush by jumping into rebounds, right? Because I think my initial reaction to sort of blunt the trauma and sort of ease the pain was to just jump back into the dating scene. And I would advise against it, because it's not giving you the time to sort of process what's happening. My, yeah, I just would not recommend it, because the reality is you're going to be getting into these trysts, and it's not really going to help you get past that other person. You're just trying to mask the pain. So I think it's those are the moments where you have to just kind of be alone with your thoughts and just kind of grind it out in a different endeavor, unrelated to women. I said, I think you need a break. You need to fast for a while. You need a bit of a break. I don't think going back and trying to do hookups and stuff like that is really going to help you out in the long run. Really just take your time with that process. The other thing is, and I know this, you probably heard this before, right? But it's with any pain in life, is that with time, everything does tend to hurt a little less. So that's very important to know, is that time heals everything. Um, like I said, I think when that breakup happened, and it was a chronicle of a death foretold, of a breakup foretold. It was just a matter of time. I could feel it. The writing was on the wall. So that is the time to sort of, I know there's like the denial stage, but I think when you get to those moments where you know it's gonna come and you're trying to brace yourself for it, you should accept the inevitable, right? Rather than prolong it. And so the first thing I did was, rather than cry, like, I ran to the gym. You know, I needed a leg work. A leg workout was gonna be in session, so I wasn't gonna derail that just because of a breakup. So I think part of the process, the healing, is just to do things that are gonna distract you, positively, of course, right? You don't want to lean into vices or, stupors of any sort. So I think in those cases, you got to find very productive outlets for that heartbreak. And to be honest with you, the pain is quite a good thing, right? Because it can really give you the energy that sometimes those bad emotions, those negative emotions are not so bad because they will uh, allow you to feel spry, to be on your toes, to be frustrated, to be angry, and those are good emotions as well. You can use those to cultivate something for yourself, to make something that you have in your head become a reality. So that's good energy, good reserves to pull from when in doubt, when in shambles, when unsure of what to do next, right? Because you got to keep this in mind too. At least if you if you're going through a similar situation that I went through, it was that I thought this was going to be the person I was going to spend the rest of my life with. So to process the world without her was pretty difficult. And so I had a hard time grappling with that, and that's where I say that hope is your worst enemy, because it quite literally will have you holding on to something that isn't there. I mean, God knows what she was doing around that time. I don't even want to imagine, but I'm pretty sure she was moving on. I'm pretty sure she, went on with life. And, funny thing, here's a little side note, but so we didn't keep in touch for like maybe a year or something, and then we somehow got in touch. It was probably me reaching out, right? Like I said, because I was hoping for something to happen. And the plan was to like see each other, but the dynamic of the relationship had changed, right? It had shifted because when I was with her, I was still doing a lot of I was still trying to figure out who I was. So there was still a lot of tinkering to be had. And so the person I became by the time we got back in touch was a very different person. Um, and so there was going to be issues with that. Good thing we didn't end up going. We were going to plan a trip together and we were going to meet up because she lived somewhere else. So we were going to meet up. And I gave her like a deadline kind of. I was like, look, you need to let me know by this day so I could book an Airbnb. And so because I didn't hear from her, I just like blocked her off everything. And then she was like, and that was it. I was just like, look, I wish you the best. And I think it was the best decision I could have made because frankly, like I was just going to be stuck in the past. I was trying to redeem my past mistakes, if you will. And so it wasn't going to get me anything moving forward because I realized like that energy that I was putting into her, I could easily put into a new situation and start fresh with someone else. So part of it is you have to be able to get into that abundance mindset as well. You have to understand that this is not the end. There will be opportunities to meet someone else. Because I think my issue was that I thought I wouldn't meet someone better. But you shouldn't fall. You shouldn't fall in that trap, right? You should just understand that people are people, and everybody will give you a different sensation. And if you're looking for the exact same thing from a different person, you're not going to get it. So I think that's the thing to keep in mind is that part. But yeah, I mean, I just hope that this helps you understand that you can get past the breakup. The heartache will be there, but time will allow it to heal and things will sort themselves out and you'll be better for it. And you'll be better because of it. I'll see you on the next one.